Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. You're good.
You're like the old man at MEPS.
Yeah.
We're missing gold here.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
So you may have noticed that we have a full house today.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and introduce everybody. My name is Dan Sharp. I am the host. Mike Sensi, also a host of the show.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, we are, well, you're active duty. I'm a veteran.
I am. Yeah. I'm still, running and gunning, for America. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get to say, back in my day, the
That's
military
right.
was tougher, and you're like, you're right, it was so much tougher.
I would never say that.
And so we have Rich High. He goes by Angry Cops on Grindr and other platforms.
That's how most men find me. That's how most men find me.
There it is.
Would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Jesus, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
This is a dating profile. Okay. I'm not into anal, although I will give it. No, so I'm a cop in New York. I'm a reserve drill sergeant, and I make funny videos on the internet sometimes, and then occasionally Dan will come over and grab my mic and make me feel special.
All right, and then our next guest is Emery. She goes by the Canadian Khaleesi on Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and such. She's an 82nd Airborne veteran, Afghan veteran. Rich, you were overseas, right?
Yeah, I was in Iraq a couple times.
Yeah, just a couple times.
Just twice.
Just no big deal.
That is
I
a
mean,
couple.
it wasn't like a Marine deployment where it's like 6 months and I'm back home, right? I did like 15-month tours and shit like that.
Yeah, but see, the difference is we actually work hard for 7 months and then go home. You get tans for 6 months and then get 2 weeks of R&R, then go AWOL, correct, and do crystal meth.
Delicious.
And then now that nobody's in the AO anymore, then we have to do another deployment 4 months later to come take it over.
That just sounds like you're jealous.
No, I'm not jealous. I'm grateful. If the Army weren't such turds, there wouldn't be so many bodies for us to stack.
See, I just heard that blah, blah, blah. You guys get to grow beards. I'm upset. That's all I heard.
All right, then. Welcome to the smoke pit.
Hey.
So we got a few things that we want to crank through. We're actually about to head out to Burbiz, and so as soon as we're done recording, we all have to go put on suits and go to this transition.
This is what I'm wearing.
Is that
So,
what you-
yeah,
I mean,
100%. Yeah.
It's a button down.
100%. Yeah.
I'm wearing a short sleeve button-down shirt, too.
Yes.
We're not going to be alone.
I feel like I may be way too overdressed for this. I
You think
did
so?
not plan accordingly.
You wearing a
Yes, wear
tux?
less.
Yeah.
Someone said red carpet, and that's how I'm showing up.
Seriously? Oh, I was like, whoa.
Well, I mean, the pictures, like if you and I on the red carpet, are
Well, right.
breathtaking.
Well, I'm usually very intoxicated, and you dressed me that morning. So whatever you've given me seems to work.
Yeah. So we've heard some rumors about our guests that we want to dispel.
This is
And-
big. This is an exclusive.
Yeah, it's exclusive. And so we're going to ask them, so basically true or false, and then they have a chance to rebuttal.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, we've done AJ's rebuttals, and as I was clearly vindicated in all of my assumptions.
It's very true. You haven't been wrong yet.
Yeah, and so before we get to that, we are brought to by Combat Comb Over. There are hair products, pomade and beard oil. Use our discount code
Cream pie.
to save yourself some money. Go to combatcombover.com and visit them on social media. All right, so
That's not a sexual code, by the way. That's just because everybody loves cream.
I love cream
and
pies.
we like
That's
pies.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with elderly women.
This was brought to our attention afterwards. Yeah, we just love pies. We love baked goods.
So we briefly touched on this last night. You were kind of drinking, so I'm not sure if you remember the conversation. But one of the rumors we heard about you was that you cream pied a fat chick's knee.
Okay, that's not true. I didn't, but I did use a sweet southern gentlemanly voice, like an old plantation owner, something like a little bit of molasses dripping from your mouth. And as I was leaving a strip club, I saw a woman who was morbidly obese, about the size of 2.5 young ladies, that she had swallowed down her large gaping mouth. And I said, "Good gravy." Her knee has to have that large meat crease betwixt the kneecap and her haunches, is what I call them. Not her legs, but her haunches. And I described in beautiful detail how I would fold her kneecap around my phallus, and I would excrete my man-love juices inside of that knee hole. Have some cream pie. And I did that in an Uber ride for about half an hour straight. I just kept talking about cream pieing this woman's leg.
I am fully erect. That didn't take much at all.
And believe it or not, actually, Scott had called the Uber, and his Uber rating went down afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The driver rated him 1 star.
Oh, no.
That was
Can't
one of the
imagine
reasons.
why.
Yeah, I kept doing it because you could see how visually just this guy was just like, I don't want any part of this. This is gross. This is weirding me out. He was more and more uncomfortable the more I kept going. And so I had to keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to check my Uber rating from last night because I told the story of Russman burning down the shitters.
Oh, yeah. That's a good story, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and do you think the guy, the Uber driver, was a vet from the way he was acting?
Definitely.
Because he was super into the stories, and at the end, he was just like crying. He was like, "You guys made my night."
He was
I think he
laughing.
was just looking at her butt as she got out of the
That's fair,
vehicle,
yeah.
and that's why the single tear of joy.
You guys made my night. Talking to the cheeks.
Those 2 guys are leaving with that. God bless them. I hope they can cream pie the back of their knee.
Yeah. For America.
And so specifically, we were talking about piss tubes, right?
Mm.
And how if you go to take a piss at night and like you fire away, and you're probably gonna miss. You know, some piss tubes are massive, but some are small, and if it's nighttime. And so you hear the sound of it hitting the ground. Then as you traverse laterally, like
Right.
a T&E, then
Yeah.
the sound changes. And that's when you know you're hit the inside of the tube.
Wow.
And so it's like fire all round.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's what he was really getting off on. So he was either really into golden showers
Right.
or he
Yes.
was a veteran.
Oh, yeah. I just love the story
And
about
still is in golden showers.
That's right. Just BZOing your cock.
Okay, so the second rumor that I've heard is that you are also a drill sergeant.
Which is true. I do wear the hat in my funny videos.
That's true. He does. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not Yusha Thomas. I didn't like make a fake cardboard one and then decide to make drill sergeant videos and then
I
5
love
years
it.
down the line get a real one.
I love it. I love it.
No shade, but the first time, no shade. I loved Yusha's videos when he came out with them, but I was looking at him as a drill sergeant and I'm like, where the fuck did that dude get that cardboard knockoff drill sergeant hat? Who made that?
Yeah.
Like, did he make that? Because if he did, that's impressive. Because it was off, but it was close, and nonetheless, still very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you had to give any advice as a drill sergeant to the listeners that may be about to go to boot camp, what would you say?
Shut up. Shut up. Stop coming up to me and asking me stupid fucking questions that I already discussed in detail to the fucking company. Don't. Oh my God, I'm actually getting visually upset right now. The amount of times that I've had dumb, we call them privates. You guys call them recruits because they're not Marines yet.
Yeah.
And we just call them privates as a general term. But the amount of times that I've put something out there either that day or beforehand, and instead of going up to their I don't know, I guess you call them student leadership, whatever. They're platoon guide or platoon leaders that we put and install leadership positions there, and asking them, hey, what should we do? Or what do we? I'll get them coming up to me like, drill sergeant, when's chow today? I'm like, it's fucking right now because you're about to eat some dirt. Beat your face. Beat your face, guy. And then I scream at everybody around me that's just like, who did he ask a question to somebody else first? Or did he come right to me? He came right to you, drill sergeant. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. See, I think that the Army should implement the request permission to speak option that the Marine Corps does in boot camp. Because 9 times out of 10, you go, sir, good morning, sir, recruit sharp, request permission to be drill instructor, sir. What, bitch? Yeah. And then immediately, I'm about, man, is this about to be a dumb question? And then you can save yourself, like, this recruit request permission to go do pull-ups because you have to request permission to go do things because you're micromanaged the entire time.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, he's going to haze himself, so yeah, he can go do pull-ups. Or they will say something completely unintelligible. You'll be like, request permission. You'll be like, and you'll be like, sir? And they'll be like, bitch. Now that we've established a chain of command, correct yourself. But yeah, so if they had to ask permission to speak, I think they'd be more careful with their words, And then because a lot of times they'd just be like, no, go away. And then they try to say something else, and they'd be like, all right, cool, quarterdeck. Like, I told you weren't allowed to speak, so quarterdeck.
Yep.
Take off your blouse, get on your face. Mm-hmm. I mean, I honestly feel like you would still have hair if that was the case.
Well, that's I do. It just happens to be all over my chest. So your mom's into it, but
I mean, honestly, I would probably see that.
Yeah.
older women do like putting their fingers through the chest hair.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
The
good.
main.
Yeah.
No, I'm just jealous of your tight drill instructor body.
It's become a very weird episode.
Yeah, so Mike.
Oh, your question for me?
Yeah,
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a question for you.
Yeah.
So there is a rumor
Okay.
that you might actually be going to the RDC.
No, that is false.
Would you ever consider being a Navy?
No,
RDC?
no, not at all. I'm actually going recruiting. I'm staying active duty and doing NSW recruiting.
What's
Close to it.
RDC? It's like the Navy drill instructor.
Drill instructor for the
Oh,
Navy.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys wear like red cords, don't
Mhm.
you?
Yep.
I had a buddy that was in the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so as to explain that to our listeners who are elsewhere, basically what he would be doing would be gathering the shit bags that Rich would then form into culpable bags of shit for me to get killed in combat.
So far, so good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it. Yeah.
It's like the ecosystem, you
It's
know?
full circle. Yeah.
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 Circle of death.
Yeah. You know, ocean, rain, evaporation. You
Yeah.
know, like that's how it goes.
No, yeah. No, I am not going to be an RDC. Absolutely not. I have no patience for dumb questions or dumber kids. So I'm just going to put them into the military. I'm not going to deal with them after.
You're gonna miss out.
Yeah.
There's so much fun. I mean, it's a pain in the ass sometimes,
Sure.
a lot of times, but it's a lot of fun being a drill.
Okay.
So on a scale of many lies and then ranging to even more lies, how many lies will you tell the people you recruit?
I'm going to say 0 only because I don't need
First
to
lie right there.
I honestly,
So it begins.
I honestly think I can do a good job doing what the Navy needs me to do without lying. Because they're like, oh, I want to be like, an operator. I'm like, you can. You won't, but you can. Like, you know what I mean? It's all about positive affirmation for children. I'm all about just telling kids what they want to hear, not what they're going to do. So it's not a lie.
I get that. You can take the Marine recruiter position where you just tell them that they're not good enough.
Right.
And much like with women that you ignore,
Right.
now they want your approval.
That's true.
And they're going to come back and come back.
Oh, you
That
have
sounds
bad boy
good, yeah.
syndrome.
Yeah.
All these fucking recruits. That's great.
That's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, I want to be Naval Special Warfare. You're like, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Get out of my office.
No way.
And they just like immediately start doing push-ups like, I will be Special Warfare one day.
Yeah, I like that. No, I could do that. But no lies. No lies from this guy.
Yeah.
Every time I tell a lie and Dan calls me out, I will do a shot on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
It
So
can be
liars
monitored.
up to 1.
Yeah. I'm just always wasted.
Your poor liver.
That's
Just
right.
like
That's
the
right.
Navy, the seaman you should be. Is
Exactly.
always
That's
drunk.
true. It's very true.
All right, so Rich, I have got a question to fire back to you.
Fantastic.
All right, so it's a bit of a riddle.
Ooh.
Yes. What does Emery's parachute and Mike's emotions have in common?
Neither one open up.
So for those of you who are visibly confused, our friend Emery here jumped out of an airplane. She was the last one out, but the first one to hit the ground. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I'm not fat. The parachute
right.
just didn't work.
Okay.
Let's squash those rumors
sure.
right now.
No,
Just in case anyone
Yeah.
doesn't know who I am. I'm not
Yeah.
fat.
well, it worked to begin with, but
It
then,
did.
yeah.
So I recently retired out of the military, actually in late July of this year. Reason being that I was falling out of this beautiful, beautiful airplane and opened up under this amazing canopy, and then this National Guard lieutenant who shall not be named.
Always a nasty girl.
No,
I
it's
know,
always-
every time. He did this move where he went directly under my parachute and took all the air, created a vacuum, and then I plummeted to the ground and broke my back.
How high up were you?
When it started or when it ended?
When you're...
Well, I think when it ended,
Yeah,
it was
it is
0.
zero.
Yeah,
No, like-
0 feet.
This whole thing took I'd say I had a beautiful cigarette roll going and no parachute at about 250 feet is the good guess.
Okay.
God.
So he was underneath you then around maybe 250?
Yeah,
Right when
and
he
then-
cut you?
If you've ever seen, for people who aren't airborne or haven't seen parachutes, they're square. The ones we use are square, and they have 4 corner vents. There's little triangle holes in the corner, and I fell through his parachute, through the corner vent, and continued to the ground.
Would you say that this is the only time that a man has been under you and let you down so fast?
I was literally going to make the same joke. I really was. Yeah, I was waiting. God damn it.
No. Actually, I was quite prepared for the situation.
My whole life has led me to this moment.
I have daddy issues because of you.
Oh, no, that's just because of my absent father.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, there we go.
And God bless those absent sons of bitches for making it easier for us.
Oh, you. So, you hit the ground. Did the lieutenant's parachute collapse?
Not at all. He was fine and dandy, having a great airborne day.
So what you're saying is he did it right.
Yeah. So how long did it take for medical to get to you once you had hit the ground?
Oh, they never did.
Wow.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was laying there thinking I had paralyzed myself and was about to die because I'm an overdramatic queen and I also couldn't feel my legs.
Same.
Waving my chem light around. And like about 45 minutes later and medics still hadn't showed up, I limped my sorry ass to the collection point. Was
Jeez.
like, help. And then I got yelled at because I left the chute in the field and you're not supposed to do that.
It's true.
So-
You're not. What is your excuse?
Oh, you broke your legs and your back.
Yeah. You're crippled.
No.
Whatever.
This is why you'll always be a specialist and never an NCO.
Yeah, I was telling her, I was like, I would have thrown my MVGs into the bush out of spite and
Oh,
then
yeah,
just
yeah.
laid there.
For sure. For sure.
Be like, at some point in time, somebody's going to miss the MVGs and they will come find me.
I was so mad. That's why I laid there for like 45 minutes. I'm like being stubborn. I'm like, no, someone will come get me.
Yeah.
Eventually, I was like, I'm cold. I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
go.
What drop zone was that?
Normandy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so Rich, how are you doing in the non-airborne world?
Well, so far, no broken legs.
Yeah.
My ankles are swollen a little bit when I start doing those ruck marches, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Being a leg is a beautiful thing.
Oh,
He has cartilage.
yeah. Must be nice.
Yeah, because as far as whether you think airborne has practical uses in these day and age, that'd be a fantastic debate. But I will say that in my experience, airborne is solely responsible for the largest portions of VA claims that I see go through.
Yeah.
Yep.
The majority of the little old guys that I see in the VA waiting room are all wearing fucking 101st.
82nd Airborne.
Yeah.
All American.
Yeah.
All your cartilage. Think about that.
And when I say the 101st, I mean like the World War II guys.
Yeah.
Because I don't think 101st is.
They're not. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Hamburger's about to explode.
They're air assault.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the World War II guys that actually jumped into like real Normandy.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're cool.
Yeah. So they have the airborne hats, or they have like the little wing pin in their hat and stuff. And I'm just like I want to do like a poll one day. Like I go to a very busy waiting room and be like, how many of you fucks are here because you blew your back out on a jump? And then it's like 90% of the hands go out. I'm like, how many of you are here because you got the black syphilis in Korea? And then Mike's hand goes up. I'm like, you're active duty, get out of here.
I'm here for both. I'm just like,
I'm just here for the donuts and coffee.
exactly. Yeah. You told me to meet you here.
No, I'm just here for the old lady veterans.
That's right. Yeah. They need loving too.
Yeah, you know, it's just like if one hip's broken, you can just even it out for them.
I'm here to fix that hip.
I'm here to ruin that hip. We're going to have a great time doing
Exactly.
it.
Or ruin your other hip.
How do you feel about knee cream pies?
Be like, you're at menopause, so you can't get pregnant.
That's right.
Boom.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Loophole. Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching Judge Judy last night.
Speaking of
No,
hot
we
old
weren't.
ladies.
No, I believe it. It's just
Yeah. And so Emery is like, I gotta go take a fat shit.
Yeah.
And she stands
Facts.
up, and her hip was like, pop. And I thought we just took a sniper round or something through the window. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that?
You made yourself low. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, it's my hip. At the ripe age of 23.
Right.
Yeah.
4.
I was doing you a
Ooh.
favor there.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting
Yeah.
old.
I was
Oh,
doing you a
man.
favor.
Those titties just sagged an extra inch.
No, that's just gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is definitely something to think that you can spend 4 years of your life dedicated to your country, then spend the rest of your life dealing with medical complications for those 4 years, and then not even get deployed to combat.
Yeah.
But on the top side, you get to call people a leg, so
Yeah,
win.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Oh,
pretty
good
dope.
job, everyone.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
job.
with it.
I only went to the school for the cool hat.
Right.
So that's what I did for drill sergeant school.
Anywhere there's cool hats, you can find me there.
Dude, there's cool hats on all these sweet places. That's all the military is
That's
one
right.
guy's got a cool hat, the other guys want it.
Yeah, but so Emery, there is another rumor about you that I would like to clarify.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Go ahead.
So the rumor is that you would seduce foreign military members in Afghanistan, and they would bring you various items of supply gear and food.
Oh, well, seduce is a strong word. More like lead on indefinitely.
So seduce.
Let me just check my thesaurus here.
You honey-potted Afghan soldiers?
No. Italian soldiers.
Oh, those fucking horny.
Exactly. They're horny all the
Gross,
time.
uncircumcised dicks. No, good for you.
thanks. I got pizza.
Nice. Hell yeah.
It's the most racist thing I've ever heard.
No, this is not a fucking lie. So we were out in the middle of like bumfuck nowhere with my company, and we were stationed there, or I guess we were there with Italian soldiers who fucking loved me for some reason. I have no idea. I couldn't talk to them.
For
Because
some
you're a
reason.
female.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's
yeah.
true. I was the only girl within like 3,000 miles.
That'll do it.
So that'll do it.
Yeah, I don't know if you met a lot of Italian guys, but they like smelled one feminine hormone, and they're like, "Boo."
All of a sudden, their fingers curl together, touching their thumbs. Yeah, they just start fucking the ground.
A cigarette
I
just
am,
goes into their mouth.
What you would refer to as a desert queen.
Yes,
yeah, I know.
Yes.
So I convinced them to fly in a Black Hawk about 3 hours to the nearest pizza shop and bring back my entire company fresh pepperoni pizza. And my whole company didn't know about this, so they had no fucking clue where this pizza came from in the middle of Afghanistan.
Right.
It was beautiful.
You're like fucking Cleopatra.
Well, actually, that's how I got the name Khaleesi from my company,
Oh,
who
nice.
thought I was just like the queen of the world and pizza because of that incident.
Yeah, and so you seduce Italian men to spend their government's money, their taxpayers' money, to fly a helicopter to bring your unit pizza. That is
Yes.
fucking amazing.
That's fantastic.
You know, that's for switching sides in World War II. And not, you know, it's just,
Stupid fucks, give me my pizza.
take that.
Flip floppers.
That's right.
All right.
Why couldn't you just like pumped it up a bit and been like, I need you to give me some noodles with gravy and some gabagool, and just really throw it to them.
It was like 30 pizzas. I was already pushing it.
So do you keep in contact with any of these guys?
After I got the pizza, I never talked to them again.
Oh man.
Except for the food photos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Except for the foot photos, of course.
See, this is why a young Michael is the way that he is.
Is it?
All right, because
I've never given a girl a pizza.
because he's seen other men like me go above and beyond for
Yeah.
a woman, and then they ghost them.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah. I like to nip it in the bud. Ghost before being ghosted.
You know how festive.
Yeah, I like it.
It was
yeah.
just Halloween.
Consider myself a Ghostbuster.
Really an underrated movie.
The original?
What are you
How
talking
so?
about?
It's a classic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's underrated.
no, you're
Hell
high as a
not.
kite.
No.
Everybody loves Ghostbusters 1
Yeah.
and 2.
You're not listening. There are people out there that if you were to go to and you were asked them who the key grip for the second assistant was, they wouldn't even know.
Yeah,
'cause
they
they're
would.
posers.
Yes, they would. I
Yeah.
guarantee. I'm gonna make a bold statement here, though. The Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack is the most fire soundtrack in the history of cinema.
Oh, bullshit.
100%.
That's Mamma
better
Mia.
than better than Queen of the Damned. Better than
Yeah.
Mamma Mia. Better than anything you're thinking. If it's not Ghostbusters 2, you're wrong.
If it's not 2004, The Punisher with John Travolta and Thomas Jane, you're out of your mind.
For sure. No,
I'm
great.
so torn on whether or not that was a good movie. Like I enjoyed it. Like I've enjoyed it, but I'm also embarrassed to say that I enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Well, the movie itself was so-so, but look up the track listing of the soundtrack. It's incredible. It's like the 80s at its peak. I'm telling you, you won't find a better one.
It did make the Statue of Liberty dance.
Point in case.
There's a river of goo. everybody makes everybody pissed off. This is New York. Everybody's pissed off. There were so many solid lines in that.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying, though, is it's underrated because how many Academy Awards did it win versus how many it deserved to win?
I mean, soundtrack right there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one.
That's right. 100%. Yeah. Pretty sure it swept the
What
Academy.
were
but
the other movies that came out that year that beat it in categories? That's what I want to know.
Name
right?
a better film that
They'd be
year.
like, oh, Fiddler on the Roof. Oh, well, I mean, like, okay, well, that was okay. I mean, a classic, sure, but Ghostbusters?
Yeah, because listen to the lineup for the Punisher album. Now, I'm not going to ask you to change your mind.
And I won't.
Just say worthy consideration.
Sure.
All right, so you got Drowning Pool, Puddle of Mud, Nickelback, Queens of the Stone Age, Seether, Smile Empty Soul, Trapped, Chevelle.
Cool. Look up
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2.
All right, I'm about to look up Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack.
It's going to blow your tits clean off.
There's going to be like 5 minutes of silence as he looks this thing up, and we're all just like racking our brains to try and figure out what really good songs were in Ghostbusters 2.
You're about to find out.
All right.
I will say this, the montage of them collecting ghosts, that was a really good
Oh,
song.
good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Howard Huntsberry,
Yeah, you're welcome.
Let Me Try, Onigo Bonigo,
And if you didn't know him before this,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Exactly.
James T. Taylor,
Right.
New Edition.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any of these people.
You never heard of
nobody
New
has to
Edition?
just, yeah. Keep going.
I've been intentionally sandbagging. Let me read the more important artists. All right. So you got Run DMC,
Right.
Boom.
Elton John,
Hello.
Bobby Brown,
Go
Right.
on.
Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew.
What? Yes.
Eat it. Eat it.
You just named some bangers.
I know.
I mean, I know you got Smile Empty Soul, but we got Dougie motherfucking Fresh.
I get that, but Smile Empty Soul, This Is What War is probably like one of the most underutilized fucking songs for like deployment videos.
Sure.
You know?
It's always the see there, get out of my way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and like we said, the muzzle and the mirror.
Yep,
you know, and
classic.
Yeah,
a classic.
in that Fallujah video. But so like the chorus to that is just like, you know, I'll speed it up because it's a little drawn out. But it's like I flew in a car, drove in a place to come to your house, kick the door in. Now it's down to this, just you and me. I'll blow your fucking head off for my country.
Was that Smile Empty Soul or Five Finger Death Punch?
No, Smile Empty Soul.
Sounds very Five Fingery to me.
No, Five Finger Death Punch. They had the video where the homeless guys, you know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
know?
that trash. Yeah.
Like
What?
they're all
Homeless guys?
Yeah, they're in like various stages.
An absolute
of,
pandering to veterans. It's like, we support you. It's just trash.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me pull that up. I don't want to get Rich's reaction. So while I am acting as our executive producer today, Mike, would you pick up the interview questions?
I don't have any questions.
All right, Rich. Would you care to ask us a question?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty good at asking stupid questions.
Let's go.
All right, let's see. Khaleesi.
Oh, God.
Per PT test that you've taken and been involved with, while holding the knees, or not the knees, but while holding the feet of another male during sit-ups, about how many times per PT test have you seen another male's genitals plop out of his PT shorts while you're holding their feet down?
Like 95% of the time, which is why I love PT tests.
Follow-up question. Follow-up question. How many times were they holding their feet and they passed gas at you?
Oh, that's a good 50%.
Yeah, dude. Every guy, once he gets down and starts doing sit-ups for like your PT test, you just get the bubble gut and then you just gotta let like one good fart go.
So it
All the
wasn't on
pre-workout.
it wasn't on me, but the dude next to me sharded one.
Nice.
It's fucking fantastic.
I guarantee you maxed them out then. You're going to commit.
That man tried. You can be mad at him if you want, but that man gave it all.
full sin.
It'd
Yeah.
be like 12, 13, 100. Get
out of here. Oh, God, it burns.
You got 100, get out of here.
I can taste it. Yeah.
So for our listeners, it was Wrong Side of Heaven, the pandering video.
Yeah.
Wrong side of heaven?
Yeah, by Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a bunch of like homeless veterans, and I get their heart was in the right place.
Sure.
You know, but it was no Smile Empty Soul, This Is War.
Oh, God. All right. It's also no Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack, so we can get off it.
Yeah, but seeing as with the exception of Emery, all of us here are what, in our 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are like, back in the 80s, they had real soundtracks.
I just turned 30, all right, like a week ago. So
About a week ago.
Hey, we all know that shit.
Yep, everybody catching bullet holes.
Yeah, this conversation is making me feel like a baby because I've never fucking seen Ghostbusters. Mike
Well,
just leaves.
let me break it down for you. These 4 fantastic female friends.
Wait, what?
It is a beautiful story with Thor in it, because that makes sense. And I didn't even get halfway through it. So
Yeah.
Sold. When are we gonna go watch it?
Yeah.
So the original Ghostbusters.
There was one before that?
2.
So I was so confused when you brought up that soundtrack, because I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, it was like Little Pusher or whatever various rap artists did the end credits.
Little whoever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lil.
Little
Yeah.
pump.
Little.
So the original one had Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. Who am I forgetting?
Harold Ramis, Ernie
Yeah.
Hudson.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And then you had Rick Moranis
Yep.
as the weird squirrely guy.
Sigourney
And,
Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Well, Sigourney Weaver was in the first, but Rick Moranis was in both of them.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's in both of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
that's
came
right. Yeah,
back
she
in the
does.
second one,
Duh. Idiot me, because she's doing the art project.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So they had 3 scientists who were working on something, and one of them
Wow. You have a way with
Great.
words.
Do you write for IMDb?
they're working on something, all right?
Wow.
And
This movie sounds great.
the people were like, hey, you can't do the thing. And they're like, what if we get like a soulful black man who keeps it real? And they're like, okay, here's
So-
how.
That's not at all what happened.
And the
He kept
mayor's
it
like,
real.
He did,
yeah,
yeah.
and the
but-
mayor's like, now we trust you.
Yeah, that's not at all what happened.
Is that not what happened?
No, not in the
All right, so
slightest.
you explain it
Ernie
better.
Hudson came in looking for a job, saying like,
Yeah.
"Hey, if there's a solid paycheck, I'll believe anything you want." Solid line from that movie,
Because he
but
keeps it real.
he does keep it real, 100%.
Correct.
And he's also my favorite Ghostbuster. I'm not sure why, but he is.
Because he keeps it real.
You know what? You're absolutely right. But no, the mayor is like, he's never liked what they've been doing. Ernie Hudson comes in and he still doesn't like what they're doing. He didn't make it change in any way. He just happened to get hired to the team.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't trying to say that it was because they had the diversity hire.
Oh, okay. That sounded borderline racist to me, but whatever, it's fine.
You make it seem like they were forced. Like, why is Ernie here? Oh, he's a fucking diversity hire.
No, because that pissed me off because it was just like, all right, 3 white scientist PhD guys.
Fucking nerds.
And then the street smart black guy. Like, really? Like, the black guy couldn't
What's
be one of
his
the doctors?
background?
He just walked in. He just saw a job opening, yeah.
He's like, I heard you drive turkeys are hiring.
So they hired Dolomite.
Exactly.
Dude.
Have you seen Dolomite?
So good.
Yeah.
So it's. I think Eddie Murphy did it justice. Was it the best movie in the world? No.
Sure.
But I thought it was extremely entertaining.
Agreed.
But the thing is that Dolomite was a veteran. He was an army guy.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, and then after...
He's the first Donnie O'Malley.
I was about to say that because I've actually said this before because they called him the Harlem Hillbilly, I think was his nickname that they called him in the movie. That's actually, he got that in the army.
Oh, really?
And then he got out and then basically just willed himself into popularity.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know? So you have...
Like us.
Just like this show.
Wow, if only he had some social media back then.
No kidding, yeah.
Oh, God, you imagine some fucking 13-year-old being like, okay, boomer, to fucking
Right.
Dolomite. And he's
Oh,
like,
God.
what's this?
Listen here, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He knows
He's like,
kung
"I will
fu.
fuck
Yeah.
your mom."
Listen, I'll write a sex scene just for her.
So you haven't seen Dolomite, you can catch it on Netflix.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you know what else you can catch, though? Is A Grunt's
These
Life.
hands. Oh.
A Grunt's Life. Speaking of Donnie O'Malley, he was on our previous episode, so if you haven't heard that yet, go check it out. Too offensive for Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grunt's Life was deemed too offensive for Amazon, so he reached out to us, and he handed us just like a random bag of coins.
Right, yeah.
You know,
It was all those pogs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just pogs from overseas.
That's it. Thank you for reminding me of that. And it was just like an indiscriminate amount of currency.
Yeah.
Because there was like who was the redheaded that used to jerk off in front of everyone? Louis
My
C.K.
sister?
Oh, Louis C.K.
Hold on. To defend Louis, to defend him, all right, he would tell people,
He's like,
hey,
yeah.
listen, I'm going to beat off really quick, and if you want to stay here
Yeah.
and like be a part of it, then cool, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do. And they were like, oh, okay, Louis, whatever. And he'd be like, no, like, that's how I know whether or not you're down to fuck. I'm going to start jerking my gherkin. And then he would do it, and some people were like, oh, shit, okay, well, we'll see you, Louis. And some were like, oh, shit. Well, all right.
Yeah, just like I say on this show, like I don't lie on this, and so when people are surprised that like something is actually how it says, I'm like, like Louis C.K. Like he told you what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he.
If anything, he's the most gentlemanly, upfront comedian, entertainer in the world.
Easily.
Yeah, and so he had a joke about how things just cost money back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dude walks into an old dusty salon, he's like, give me a room and a bag of feed for my horse and a new shirt and a woman and a steak, a bottle of whiskey, and he's like plonks one coin down, you know, and the guy's like, yes sir.
Yeah, he's still cleaning the glass.
Yeah, and pulls it up and is like, how much is this worth, you know? Or like some effeminate lord is like, bring 2 reliable men such as yourself and shovels and bring the girl, and just like throws an indiscriminate bag of currency down. The guy's like, thank you, Lord.
Wouldn't it be funny if they open it up and they're like, yo, man, this is just a bunch of nickels. It's like $35. This ain't shit.
Yeah, no joke. And so Donnie O'Malley threw indiscriminate amount of coins at us.
He did.
And so now we endorse The Grunt's Life.
Not that it wasn't a good movie anyway, but
No,
yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah,
Yeah.
We actually loved it so much that we were literally begging to be in the second one.
We were, yeah.
So if you
And
go back and listen to that
he
episode.
did not say no, so.
No, he flat out said yes.
Yeah, it did, actually, yeah.
Yeah, you were just being coy.
I want to
and-
be coy, yeah. Can I not be coy?
No, you're always coy, and
I
it's
know.
too adorable.
I know.
So check out Vet TV. Also check out StrikeForceEnergy.com. They have energy packets. Energy packets are liquid, I think.
They are liquid. Yeah. I
Mix
brought
them
some.
with
I brought
water.
some with me here. Yeah. That's how I work out.
So you can put them in your water, your beer, your butthole, whatever you need.
Right.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
would love to see somebody put a Strikeforce. Never mind. I would not love to see.
100% yes.
I would be entertained to see. I want to say love to see.
I would be like Louis C.K.'s assistant. I wouldn't walk out of the room.
Right? Exactly. Yes. I'd be like, all right, I know what you said here.
Yeah.
And I know you're gonna do it.
Right.
But I kind of want to see it.
He says that every week, and I at least get one message a month saying like, "Should I put it in my butthole?" And I go, "No, no, you shouldn't." Or film it when you do, but no.
But what you should do is use our discount code SmokePit
For
to
sure.
save yourself
For
some
sure.
money.
100% do that.
I feel like you had a burning sentence that you wanted to say earlier.
No, I'm good. No. The moment's passed.
The moment's passed.
Yeah. I'm all about timing.
Yeah, check out Grill Your Ass Off seasoning as well.
Yes.
Also, use our discount code SmokePit. They have seasoning that you can put on your chicken. So if you're tired of being blamed for not seasoning your chicken as a white man,
True.
easy way to go.
Science.
I'm tired of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you're not white and you know good seasoning, check out Grill Your Ass Off.
Yeah.
Or if you also want to season your butthole,
Ooh.
yeah, because
And you want some energy.
because we actually
It's
had
our
a bit
next
of an
promo video,
incident.
just dumping everything in our buttholes. All of our products.
I'm leading up to this. Because another rumor is that somebody at this table had coffee grounds in their butthole this morning.
Oh, I believe that's a fact.
Yeah.
And it may surprise you on who it is.
In an order that would surprise you.
Ass mouth bitch. God, I love that.
That may be true.
Emery. Would you like to tell us why you had coffee in your butthole?
It was Emery, by the way.
I walked by you when you farted earlier, and it smelled like Folgers.
It was breakfast blend, to be exact.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Knew it.
Because, they say the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup, but they also say the best part of waking up is eating ass.
Oh.
So now you
Who
can
is
combine the two.
Who are these people?
The New
Listen.
York Post.
Yeah.
Wow.
The New York Post, the Washington Post,
Yeah.
CNN, MSNBC.
All the posts.
That's right.
So to be fair, the coffee did not start out in my butthole.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
shame.
It just, I didn't take a shower, so as I walked, it just worked its way in there.
So what? Start from square one. Why was there coffee in your butthole at all?
So I was making TikTok videos, as all
Wow.
12-year-old idiots do,
That's fair.
one of them, I poured coffee grounds on my ass, and then over here they said they were going to go get lunch in about 10 minutes, and I just left to go get lunch with the coffee grounds still in my ass because I didn't have time for a shower.
So have you uploaded that video yet?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
there.
Oh, nice. Check out her TikTok if you're into that shit.
It flopped, so I poured coffee grounds in my ass for nothing.
So did you delete it?
Nope.
Such is life.
The whole point of the video is coffee grounds in my ass. Why would you delete it? I don't understand where you're coming from. You damn.
I deliver.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah.
And that is a breakfast blend in my crack, or her crack.
Yeah.
I'll share both of our cracks.
There you go.
So there we go. Before we head out, Rich, Emery, where can our followers find you?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, all at Angry Cops. Everything is Angry Cops.
Fantastic.
I am on TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at the Canadian Khaleesi.
And how did you get the nickname, the Canadian Khaleesi?
So Khaleesi was taken, obviously, and I got the nickname Khaleesi on deployment. My platoon called me that because I was able to steal anything you wanted from supply, and we were broke.
Yeah, so she just somehow became the queen of the what are those guys called?
Did you?
Oh no! All the nerds are freaking out right now.
I'll edit that out.
No, you can't.
Fuck
You're
you,
committed.
nerds. Yeah, that's right.
The guys on the horses, what were they called?
Fucking
Dothraki?
yes,
Dothraki.
thank you.
So you just had this horde of Dothraki, which were hairy Italian men, who would just present you.
They look that way in the
Actually,
TV
yeah,
show,
it
too.
was-
Oddly
Great.
Yeah,
accurate.
exactly. And so they would just bring you things like Otis Spunkmeyer muffins, and Pop-Tarts, and lukewarm strawberry milk.
Basically, riding in on their MRAPs instead of
Right.
horses. Yeah, it was great.
All right, so make sure to give them a follow, and also please share the podcast with your friends. We appreciate it, and if you've got some laugh out of this, I'm sure your buddies would, unless you hate your friends,
It's true. I hate
I
a lot
do.
of my
I do.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
which we are willing to make a compromise So if you don't like your friends, you could still share it with them. Just tell us what their name is, and we'll talk shit about them.
Yes. Nice.
So we get more downloads, and you get to talk shit about your friends.
That's right, Gary Schrodinger from the 101st Airborne Division, you fucking turd.
So now I'm going to close out the show with this. I'm going to hand Mike something, and he's going to do his best to describe what it is. This is something that I found on the floor of the hotel as we were walking out this morning.
If it's a condom, I'm not going to know what it is. Okay. Oh, do I get? Oh, it's a pog, yeah.
And can you tell our listeners who aren't super salt dogs like you?
Sure. So when you go overseas, they don't handle like normal American change, so they give you like these little cardboard cutouts that represent change. So this is 25-cent piece, and it has it has the exchange gift certificate, 25-cent piece. On the other side, it has some very motivated, I assume, Navy personnel on it. Doing Navy things.
Well,
so.
it's always got to be Navy.
Yeah. I'm just, Navy's the best. It's fine. Whatever.
Kill Bin Laden.
So what do you think the chances are that as I was walking down the hotel, I just looked down and happened to see a very niche fucking military artifact?
Buy yourself something nice. I don't know where the fuck that came from. So
because it's not something we don't use this in the States. We only use that like overseas.
Yeah, like I'll find it sometimes in like deployment bags and stuff just
Yeah.
randomly, but not in a hotel.
So it says 2017 on it.
Ooh,
Fairly recent one.
Yeah.
It's a new mint.
It's a new one. Yeah. I need to add that to my collection.
Also, it says Army and Air Force Exchange and has a picture of a Navy bro, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. I mean, just America. What's up?
Freedom.
Yeah.
Buckle 5.
Completely fucking confused. All right, smokers and jokers, cream pies and death defiers.
Yep.
Make sure you check out warfighterscuba.org. They are a nonprofit that does diving trips for combat wounded veterans. If you're not combat wounded, you can still go down there and they will help you out with your diving certification. And it's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's probably my favorite charity as of right now because I got to go dive with them and get chased by a sea turtle.
Dangerous. Did you have straws?
No.
You should have thrown it at him.
Straws.
But if you haven't heard the Warfighter Scuba episode, go check it out because I go into ass-bleeding detail of my theory of how it was a Taliban turtle.
Mm-hmm. Affiliation for sure.
Yeah, definitely. At least like second, third order effect, you know?
Right.
Homegrown.
Yeah.
Tier 2 for sure.
Yeah, easily. Like he may not be the HVT, but the HVT was probably banging his sister. So he was at least aware of what was going on.
Probably an incel. That's why he was so angry.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bye.
Bye.